everybody, how are you? I wanted to come on as I drive home from work today, and something was heavy on my heart in regards to the state of the modern woman. And we're in a bad place now, and I know we're at such a bad place when you have young women of all races purchasing homes, stating that they're not looking for a relationship, stating that a relationship is too hard, they don't want it, they don't want children. It blows my mind, and it's really, really sad that we are in these times. So many women are taking on more and more and doing away with relationships. And we're talking about women that are in their prime. We're talking mid to late 20s, and they've given up. I never thought I'd see a day that other races, not just us, brown melanated people, have given up on relationships. They are in the prime of their life, as I said. They have good careers, and they're giving up. But I want to share some advice. My heart cringes when I see and hear, I should say, these young ladies going on taking on these mortgages and have done away with wanting to wait for a potential husband. There was a time where most folk were in their 20s. They were getting married, engaged, and they would wait to get a home with their future husband. But now you hear so many stories of doom and gloom of relationships not working, they not getting treated well, so much to the point that they just not interested. And you would think that with them being in their prime and young, that they wouldn't give up. They would be in a good place. This is the best time of your life. This is the best time to be in a relationship. You're not as damaged and caught up and all those things. But I'm finding that the younger folk are in fact damaged. Yeah, you have to be damaged. Because I'm thinking back when I was younger, I was going to get married at 25. Thank God I didn't, because I married my husband today. But that was the highlight. That was nice. It was nice. But obviously so much has gone on to deter these women to not even want a relationship, to have given up. And we're talking about multiple races, not just black. It's that bad. And I want to add, I don't think it's a good idea for these women to go, these young women, to go get a home at this age. And they're wondering, they're getting homes already. Most of them have them. They just got them. And you're talking in their 20s, 30, or in the process of purchasing one. And they're wondering why they can't seal the deal. They're not able to get engaged. They're not able to seal the deal and get married. It's real. What I want to tell you, ladies, you need to stop doing that. I know you are itching and thinking that, well, I'm not going to throw my money away in rent, and I'm not waiting on a potential mate because the pickings are getting slim and it's looking real grim. Even for other races, it's not even sweet for them. We already know it's slim for the African American. But for other races, it's getting grim for them because their men aren't even signing up to marry them. They're just not doing it. So I don't think it's a good idea to go get a home. And the reason why I say that, when you go get a home as a woman, as a young woman or any age of a woman, and you have the desire to want a man at some point, and you want, or if you're in a relationship and it's coming to its demise and you're wondering why it's ending abruptly, it's because you don't leave any room to allow a man to be a man. A man is supposed to provide profess and protect. When you go get a home, it's nothing for him to work towards. He in his mind, he feels that, what do I have to offer? You already got it, so I don't need you. Because most men want a woman that is in need of him. That's just the nature of things, the order of things. When you come in with your home already, you come in with your established career, you've already been there, done that, you've traveled all over the world. What does it leave for the man to add to your life? What does it leave for him to have new experiences with you when you've already been everywhere? You've already purchased a home. There's no excitement there. You all can't do it together. This is what you all are missing. And this is why you all can't seal the deal either. This is why. And you all don't understand. It's getting you to the point that you're turning bitter, frustrated, and you're giving up. And you shouldn't be giving up at 25, 23, 25, 26. You get my point? This is the prime of your life. Well, you're supposed to be zoning in on that area. But you've been so tainted by feminism, your family, your education, your occupation. So now you all are turning into little mini men. No matter how feminine we act, far as how we dress and look, if you do all of that, it leaves no room. I had an apartment when I met my husband, and I was thinking I was ready to go buy a house on my own. And he was like, absolutely not. He already had a home. He was like, absolutely not. You're going to live with me and we're going to go get another house. But do not do that. If you go get a house before we seal this deal, count me out. And as bad as I wanted to get a home, I did not. I waited for my man. He courted me, got engaged, we got a house built. And, rented out the other stuff. This is what you all are missing. And the sad part about it, the men that were around even 10, 12 years ago, 20 years ago, aren't around now. They're not willing to take the risk. They don't even want any parts. And you all make it even harder for them to even take on a risk or change their mind when you already set up. What can he offer you? That's what you all are missing. You need to stop doing that. Who told you all to go get a house at 25 and 26? That's something you're supposed to be experiencing with your husband. Soon to be, because he's supposed to take you to his home. That's the order of things. Not him come move in your home. That's where you all had a game messed up. Why would he take on your mortgage, your bills? And he's over there in his apartment, or he may already have a home. You all don't leave no room for growth. You all take it on too soon. You all need to stop being in a rush, and especially in this economy. I don't understand why you're so willing to take on a 6, 7, 8% mortgage rate. It makes no sense. You all don't even know what you're about to take on. And that's getting a traditional mortgage. You don't know that things go up. We're not talking about an ARM mortgage. That's the stupidest thing you could do. I hope you're not doing that, because your mortgage could be anything. It's based on a market, so you could be paying $2,000 1 year and end up paying $4,000 a couple years later. So that's not the move. But you all are doing things thinking you got it all under control, and you're not. You're making a poor decision. And I'm starting to believe that a lot of these women out here are getting these homes to compete with other females. To say anything you could do, I could do better. Anything you could do, I could do better. Anything you could do, I could do too. Just so they could brag and talk about that they able to do it. Because for some reason you think because you've been in your career a few years, it's time to go take on these unnecessary behind expenses. And the way men look at it is just that enter into your debt. They're not taking on your debt. And in this market, that's a fool's move. No real man is taking that on. That's stupid work. Y'all missing out. Y'all need to, I want to know who's around you, who's telling you to go do that. And I'm starting to believe that you're speaking to your bitter moms and your aunts and your sisters or somebody. Because I can't imagine telling anybody in my circle to say, oh, yeah, go get a house as a single person. No. Unless you get in a little start, like, I still don't even recommend it. Unless you get in a duplex that you can rent out and make money and then go ahead on with your new husband. But you better not be thinking he's coming to move in with you and take on your mortgage. No. Come on, guys. You got to do better. And I just feel so bad for them because they don't know what they taking on. These nice communities, these nice homes, you got a multitude of bills to take care of. I don't even know what half of my bills look like. I don't know what they look like because I don't take care of them. But you got sewage, you got trash, you got homeowners association you got to pay. You got sewage, you got gas, electric, water, home insurance. I mean, you got a multitude of bills. And you taking care of that on your own? Not to mention the lawn care that you have to take on, taking care of your home, the yearly mulch, the quarterly mulch that you have to put on every few months. You do it the early spring, and then in 4 months, as you get through the close of the summer, you got to do it again. And not to mention the weekly mowing of the lawn. You gonna do that? You gotta pay for that. What you don't have time for, you have to pay for. You are itching so much to be super grown, independent, and you all need to reel it in. All y'all supposed to be doing now is stacking your money, just working, getting as much money as you can get, stacking your wealth, and waiting for your man to come along. Get you a nice little apartment and relax. You all moving too fast. You too eager. You too in competition. It's just a fool's move, because guess what? There's so many women right now that got homes, even years and years and years ago, a decade ago, 15 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And with good careers, they're crying now. They don't want that smoke. They don't want it. I'm married and well taken care of. I'm put up and I barely want to work. I can't imagine, like, come on. Anyway, guys, stop trying to be so fast. Stop trying to be so grown. It's okay. You're not in a race. You don't have to do it all at 25. You don't have to do it all at 28. As a woman, you don't. The luxury about being a woman is that we're not against a time clock outside of our fertility. That's the only time clock we're against. Anything else, we could relax because we're a woman. We're not held to the same esteem, the same standard as a man. But you are rushing to take on these manly responsibilities. And you wondering why you're not able to close the deal and get a man. That's why. It's nothing for him to sign up for. If a man feels unneeded, he's gone. If I give you any wisdom, you supposed to let a man feel needed. But what y'all are doing, you throwing in your education, you throwing in your degrees, you throwing in your occupation, your career, how much money you getting, what you want to do, how you going to do it. Men not signing up for that. They want a damsel in distress. They really do. Yes. Not some manly acting take on the world female. They don't want that. I'm telling you. I met my husband. I was working a few jobs. I stopped all of that. I was quitting jobs left and right when I met him. I was all about him. That's why I was married in a year. Y'all think y'all could do everything, going on girls trip every other week, every other month, constantly spending money in debt, and then you think somebody's signing off on it. They not. These young men are getting hip to the game. These 25, 26, 30-year-old men, they're not even signing up for the foolishness now of all races. It's too much information out here for them now. They're not doing it. So my advice, slow down. You're moving too fast. Calm down. You're not in a race. You don't get cool points while you brag amongst the girls and say what you're going to do, because it's going to leave you single for a lot longer, if not forever. Or get pumped and dumped, or get in a bad relationship and be on to the next every couple years. Because men are not signing on to that. They just not. If a man is supposed to be a leader, you got to get on his program. You can't show him the program and say this is how it's going to be. That's out of order. Anyway, that's my rant for today. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I ask that you do so. Join the family. I'd love to have you. I'll talk to you guys later on the next video. Bye.